This is a series of videos on using Renewed Vision's software ProPresenter, more specifically ProPresenter 5. Some people have asked what ProPresenter 5 does. I've heard people say that it's kind of like PowerPoint, but it's really not. That's kind of like comparing a Ferrari to a Volkswagen Bug. Sure, they'll both get you from point A to point B, but they're really totally different things. ProPresenter 5 is designed specifically for church worship. PowerPoint is designed specifically to deliver bulleted lists and pie charts and other things that business might find more necessary. ProPresenter 5 allows nonlinear access to the slides very easily. It's got a separate presenter screen from the screen that everyone sees. In fact, you can edit slides while you're presenting. Sometimes if I'm going along in worship and I notice a typo that maybe no one else noticed, I sometimes will change it before it goes up and then put it up before anyone knows that it was wrong. That's power. Let's say I need to put in a number for the nursery or the kids ministry because a child is acting up or having a tough time, that sort of thing, to alert the parents. ProPresenter 5 can do that easily. Let's say that I want to have a different feed with a PDF showing the chord symbols and everything for the band. Yeah, ProPresenter 5 can do that. ProPresenter 5 can put text over video, which PowerPoint hasn't been able to do. It also has the ability to put an outline around the text, so white text can pop from a black or a white background. So I could put, if I wanted to, I could use ProPresenter 5 with this video, and I've got this white background, and I could put white text with a black outline so you could still read it, as well as a drop shadow. So I have that flexibility. I can set up templates so that depending on the time of the year or the worship service, things can be different easily. ProPresenter 5, it's just an amazing piece of software, and here's the reason why. It was developed by someone who did this in the church and who was also a programmer. I know this because I asked the people, because that's how it felt to me. And that's exactly what they said happened, is a programmer who on the weekend displayed the lyrics and sermon notes and such at his church said, I think I can do a better job. And so he did. And after creating it for his own church, other churches found out and they wanted it. So that was ProPresenter 2. ProPresenter 3 is where I joined, and that's where it really was a great piece of software. Now, it had one major limitation. It was PC. It wasn't PC. It was Mac only. Now, I like my Mac, I use my Mac, but for a lot of churches, they're a more pricey computer than they have in the budget. Well, ProPresenter 4 and 5 have solved that. ProPresenter 5 has all sorts of abilities that probably most churches won't use, but they're all fairly easy to use. That's what's great about it. So I was hesitant in switching from PowerPoint to worship software, and when we did, it was early in the game, and worship software really had a lot yet to come along to. ProPresenter 5 is what I wanted it to be, what I wanted worship software to be 5 or 6 years ago. And that's why I'm creating these tutorials, to help people who don't know what it is, who think, well, all we've got is PowerPoint, to know, well, there is an option. It's not a free option, but it is an option, and it's something you really ought to consider. So we'll hop into the first lesson here in just a minute. Until then, go out and change eternity.